This segment is sponsored by Greenlee Security, a total provider of risk management. We're going to keep the laughs going for now with our next guest comedian and entertainer, Greg Morton. He tells us what it takes to make it in the business of comedy and why he likes performing in Atlantic City. So let's check out the interview. We have on our show Greg Morton. He is an amazing comedian. He's so funny. I got to see him on his show this week. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about your history as a comedian.
Oh my goodness. What a way to open an interview. Did you tell us? Start from the beginning.
Well,
as a small child in the womb, and you were thinking you were doing stand-up, but of course, you were by yourself. And what were the acoustics like in the womb?
Right.
No, I started out, it was... Before this, I was a mobile disc jockey. Well, I've had a lot of different careers before this, you know.
Right.
Because at first, when I first started, I thought I was going to be a cartoonist.
Okay.
And I had an art background.
But you worked in that field, though.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But I found that I was a lot more extroverted than I actually
was. Like, you didn't want to be behind the scenes. You wanted to be like,
Yeah, and the first job that I had was working on the Scooby and Scrappy Doo show.
Oh, you have to give us the impersonation.
Oh, yeah. Then I got into all these, this was later, but I got into doing voice work for all these different cartoons and that.
Oh, wow.
Believe me, thank for the flower. Hey, friend. Like, wow, Scooby. Yeah. So all different kinds of, because I would put on little shows at the back of the bus. Like anytime we had a school trip, I'd be at the back of the bus and I'd be like doing different cartoon characters.
Okay, that's cool. That's so smart.
Yeah. So the stand-up thing was kind of a natural transition for me because I was doing stand-up all throughout my public school and high school career, I guess. So.
That's so cool. Now, when you wanted to do voices and even work with Scooby-Doo, how did that happen? I mean, did you say, hey, let me audition, or hey, there was a job opening, I'll go in there? Was that
exactly how you said it. It's like, hey, I want to audition.
Yeah.
I want a job.
Wow.
I said to my agent, you know, I did this when I was in college. You know, I voiced over a lot of characters for, college projects. So I thought, you know, hey, let me do this. And my first audition was for a show called Hello Kitty. And the character was this dog, and his name was Grinder. And they wanted somebody who sounded like Fred Gwynn. Remember from Car 54?
Where are you? I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the show when I was young. So.
And you remember he'd go like, oh, oh, oh. No?
No.
Boy, am I ever dating myself here. Like, do you remember that show on Marconi Radio? And so then I kind of flushed out that character, and then they said after a while, after a few shows, they said, hey, Greg, you'd be really good at this.
Wow.
You'd be good at directing shows as well. Mm-hmm. So then later on, I ended up directing and doing voiceovers for cartoons. I worked on Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Police Academy, the cartoon, Hammerman, Super Mario Brothers.
Wow.
Yeah, Captain N, the Game Master. You know, that's when they had all.
You've opened for other celebrities too.
Yeah. I've opened for
Harry Connick Jr.
Harry Connick Jr. Luther. Have you got my?
Yeah.
Thank God you're here.
Let me prompt you.
That's the great thing about Alzheimer's. You're always opening for new people, right? No, I was. I opened for Luther Vandross at Radio City Music Hall.
Wow. I mean, come on.
Right? Celine Dion.
Wow. And now you're working with Bob Kephart at the Comedy Stop here at the Tropicana.
Yes.
Doing a show here. How has it been working with the Comedy Stop and just the people that attend and being in Atlantic City?
Well, I'll tell you something. Bob Kephart is one of the few people in the business who gets it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, he understands entertainment and how a show should be presented.
He's been doing it for over 30 years, so.
Right?
Yeah.
And when he puts three people on, it's not just three comics that he's, picked up off the boardwalk. You know, there are three professional headliners.
Yes.
So you're getting an excellent show. And then you've seen the showroom. I mean, it's gorgeous.
It's really cool.
You know, basically we're his kids, and he provides the sandbox for us to play in. But it's a $3 million sandbox.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's gorgeous. It is like a dream for me because I'm a real old-fashioned entertainer. You know, my influences are old variety shows like. What's that show?
Don't ask me.
No, come on. You've got it on your piece of paper. You know, remember the old shows like the Glenn Campbell's show, and you remember Sonny and Cher? Do you remember Sonny and Cher's show?
Yes, I do remember
Okay.
that, sure.
Well, things like that, that's what or Carol Burnett's show.
Carol Burnett, love her.
Used to watch that as a kid, and I love those large productions.
Yes.
And that's what Bob does. That's
fun.
why he calls himself producer Bob Kephart,
Yes,
because
he really
produces
does that.
these shows.
It's so true, and you could see the synergy between you and the other two comics. It was really great. It wasn't just three people that were there.
Right.
So
exactly.
he does a really great job.
And he
with
gets
that.
it right every time. Like
Yes.
I've never worked with a bad person there, ever.
Right, right. I agree. So tell us about your comedy skit. It is so.
You know what I find funny is that how you call it a little skit. Because everybody does that. It's always the grandmothers and the mom.
And when you do your little skit, are you going there to Atlantic City to do your little skit? Now, do you do it on the boardwalk or in the ocean, or how do you do it exactly?
Right. I guess I'm asking your inspiration about the skit. I mean, you have the
My
Star Wars
inspiration?
trilogy. You do.
The internet. I just rip things off of there, and a lot of internet jokes, and wherever I can steal material, that's where I can. No, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's from real life. That's where it's from.
Of course, yeah. So you have your real life stuff. So you do impersonations because that's what you're good at. That's one of your. I mean, nobody else can do that.
I know what you're asking, Whitney.
Okay.
You're asking what was my inspiration?
Yes.
Before this, I was a mobile disc jockey. And I used to do all these different characters in my show.
Yeah.
Like if there was a Ghostbusters song, I'd have a Ghostbusters outfit.
Okay.
I think, oh my gosh, what if I combined that
Yes.
with my regular show? You know, and put this, because nobody's ever done that, you know,
Right.
taken stand-up and combined it with a sort of a variety impression thing.
Right.
So I did all these people, these artists that I love, Tina Turner, Prince, Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson, and I put them all in my show.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like a Vegas or Atlantic City show.
It is. It really is because, like, to your point, I mean, a lot of comedians do impersonations on the microphone, but you actually go the extra step where you put on the wig, you put on the costume,
Right.
you really get into that character, and everyone can relate to those characters. They're
Right.
all like idols, in the
Exactly.
industry.
What can I say? I like to dress up.
You like to, and you look good dressing up. I have to
I
say.
do look
I have to say, we had a lot of fun. That was such a great show. What a great show. So, tell us about where we can find more information about you and your upcoming acts.
You can go to comedystop.com, or is that what it is?
I believe it's the comedystop.com. Well, it's well, whatever. We'll cut that out.
Yeah. Why are you asking me for it?
No, it is
All
Comedy
I do is
Stop.
show up on time.
Yeah.
This is way too much information. I'll tell you what, though.
It
I can
is
tell the people
comedystop.com.
during the wintertime, we have 2 shows on the Friday and Saturday at 9 and 11:15.
Okay.
But during the week, it's 9 o'clock. We're open 7 days a week. Come out and see us.
Yeah.
And don't forget about us. Like, you talk to people out in the line. Oh, yeah, I was there 5 years ago. Well,
Right.
we're still here.
Yeah, right.
We still have the great shows. Come out and see us.
Of course. Now, how long are you going to be in town for?
I'll be in, well, by the time people see this, I'll already be gone.
Oh, no.
So if I owe anybody money, forget it. You're not getting it. That's how
Okay,
it
but
goes.
you'll be back, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. I'll probably be back in the spring. So keep your eye open for this show. It's an excellent show.
It is a really fun, exciting
Right?
show.
Tell him.
Even my husband laughed, and he's very
I almost gave your
monotone.
husband a lap dance, but I thought otherwise. I thought, no, I better not, because, he would feel really uncomfortable about it.
Yeah, he
And then
would.
he would feel the urge to tip me.
Right. Well, we did give you $1,
That's right. I
and then you almost stepped on it. We're like, hey, that's $1 on the floor.
I got it later.
Yeah, you
I got
did.
it later. I still got it.
You still got
I still got the dollar. Look, here's the dollar that you tipped me with
Yeah,
the other
yeah.
night. There it is right there.
That's so
All
funny.
right, there you go.
Well,
Yeah.
you deserved it, so.
Oh yeah, I'm
you
hanging
keep
on to
that.
that. That's a
You keep that.
souvenir. That's not going in the snack machine.
Please visit accessaclive.com for more information about comic Greg Morton and his upcoming shows. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next Thursday at 8 p.m. for a whole new show. See you in Atlantic City.